I'm Kim.
I'm Bill.
And this is my 1986 Pearson 36.2 that I have for sale. Just $25,000 US or best offer.
I'd do it.
Welcome to another edition of Boat Tour Tuesday. Let's just face it, this will probably never actually be put out on a Tuesday. In this episode, we meet Kim and Bill and learn a little bit about their cruising story and then take a look at their 1986 Pearson 36.2. This boat is currently in Koh Chang, Thailand and is for sale. I think it's a pretty good deal at only $25,000. It's a lot better than my first boat, that 37-foot CNC, and about the same price and ready to go cruising. And the best part is you don't have to sail across an ocean, just pick it up and go.
My name is Kim and I'm from the States. Bought this boat back in 2009. My sister passed away and left me her life insurance money, so I took the money and decided that I might be dead soon too, and I decided to buy a boat and exit the matrix. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm selling it for so cheap, because I feel like it was a gift to me, you know, so maybe I could share the gift with someone else, and there we go.
My name's Bill. I'm co-base manager here in Koh Chang for Island Spirit Charters. And grew up in California, in Northern California, and then lived in Southern California for the second half of my life. And then met Kim about 5 years ago, and she invited me to come out and join her on a cruise from the Philippines to here. So we cruised down to Borneo, along the west side of Palawan in the Philippines, and then headed down to the tip of Borneo and cruised across to eastern shore of Malaysia to Terengganu, and then on up to the Bay of Thailand, where we ended up. Lived on Kim's boat for 3 years. It was a fantastic experience. I would recommend it to anybody.
Living on Kim's boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to go sailing just to, actually, because it's the cheapest way to see the most of the world. And you don't have to pay for airfare and hotel, and you can cook at home, and it's a great place. It's a great way to travel. And I love sailing. I love being out on the water. I love the freedom. It's the ultimate freedom. You're your own little sovereign nation.
It's true. Yeah, and the nice thing about it is all your stuff is in one place.
You don't have to pack or unpack.
And it was a shock to do land travel. You know, every now and then we'd have to do a visa run on
We'd
on
pack
land.
so much stuff.
And you know, it's like, oh my God, people do this all the time.
You're used to having everything with us.
Yeah.
I was searching for boats for a long time. I got serious about it for about 6 months. I looked online everywhere and went all up and down the coast and found a boat like this. It was a 38-foot. It was a little expensive, and the rigging needed to be replaced, so I skipped that one. But then I found a boat in Mexico that was like the 385 it was, and that one, the pictures were about 20 years old, so but it was really nice. And then when I was in Mexico, I heard about this boat and went back to Los Angeles and bought the boat there. It was the nicest boat that I could afford. Everything was working. I added some bits and bobs, solar panels and a water maker and a wind vane and all the things to go cruising, so it's a well-made boat. It's a performance cruiser, and it's easy to single hand. It's a really nice boat. I really like it. It's comfortable.
It's great for 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 is doable as well.
It's a nice living space.
But I wouldn't say that you could live with maybe a family could live together with some kids. It wouldn't be too bad. But for adults, maybe a little too much, but for 2 people, it was fantastic. And you know, it's not too big of a boat, so it's not too complicated. Systems are easy to manage.
It's not too expensive to fix or be in a marina with a boat this size. I gave myself 1 month. It took 2 months to be in the marina and get everything ready and set off. And we planned to set for my birthday, but my mom wanted to have a dinner, so we left a couple days later. We actually left on Bill's 50th birthday, which I didn't know at the time. When I was shopping for a boat, I met a lot of people that were on the boats, owners and just people in slips next door, and I remember this one guy specifically who had a really nice 42-foot boat, and he was installing air conditioning, and he had his big tower computer that he was trying to cool, and then he was waiting for a woman. And I said, your woman is waiting for you in Tahiti. You just need to get there, or maybe even Mexico, that could be closer. And everyone had an excuse that the guy that I bought the boat from, he just got a divorce, so he didn't want to do it alone. It's just so many people, they just talk about it. And it was like, I named the boat Doing It because you got to stop talking about it and start doing it. Because that's life. You got to go out there and live. Well, I started out with my husband, who we had gone on a sailing trip before, and he said, I want to do this. And I had been sailing for 15 years at that point, so I was like, of course we can do this. So I don't think he really thought it was going to happen. So 4 years later, he's my husband. We headed down to Mexico and into the Sea of Cortez, where we spent about a year, maybe a little over a year, just to get used to the boat and see how everything works, how we like it. We didn't want to get too far away from home if we decided we didn't like it. And then in February 2011, I think it was, we left for the South Pacific, and it was a 28-day crossing of great wind, and it was just beautiful just being out there with nothing around. You've done it. It was just, I love it when you can't see the horizon anymore. And then from there we went through the South Pacific to the Cook Islands and Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomons, beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go there, the best snorkeling and diving in the world. Palau, and to the Philippines. And then the Philippines, I felt like maybe I could do this on my own, because the goal was to go to Langkawi and eventually sell the boat. And I felt like there was enough short hops that I could make it. So I flew home to divorce my husband and met Bill.
Hell yeah. Well, I was going through a divorce as well. And, I had become very overweight. I was pretty unhappy. I weighed 235 pounds when...
Not when I
I'm 182 now, so things have gotten much better. Living on a boat helps. Malnutrition and all that.
Living in a boat named Doing It.
Yeah, it got me right into shape. Yeah, so I was going through a divorce as well, and I was up at Lake Tahoe, which is one of my favorite places in the world, and apparently it's Kim's as well. So we went to a Macy Gray. I went to a Macy Gray concert, and I was supposed to meet some friends there, and they never showed. Well, they finally showed, and when they did show, I was so happy to see them.
And I saw that happiness.
That happiness apparently spread over into, and Kim wanted a little bit of that, so I gave her as much as she wanted. That was all she wrote. The next day she invited me to come sailing with her, and I said, hell yeah. I mean, everyone I talked to said, if you don't do this, you will regret this for the rest of your life. And my own self said that too.
And that was
for
about
sure.
5 years ago.
So
5 years in 1 week.
And I don't regret it for 1 second. Not 1 second. It is a great lifestyle. We basically did day hopping all along the Philippines, and then we stopped in places we liked, that were beautiful. Like we stopped, I don't know, for like 6 weeks in El Nido. It was just such a cool place.
So we went to Tiumen.
We went to Tiumen.
And met a guy who said,
and we were
going
to spend the off season in Tiumen, and we were discovering that it was not a good place to be in the off season.
Because it's very boring.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing to do there. Once you've seen it, the nice beaches and islands.
We spent like a couple days there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And it also suffers from some pretty bad air quality when they're
gosh.
burning in Java and Sumatra. Yeah, so we headed up north, and then we had a charter with Kim's mom here with Gulf Charters, formerly Gulf Charters, now Island Spirit Charter. And shortly thereafter, Phil, our boss, offered us a job.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an
That was 3 years
accidental
ago.
career move, It wasn't really meant to be a career at all. We just kind of fell into it.
And we love it, and we're good at it.
Yeah,
and now we
so
have all
it's-
these other boats that we can sail, and this boat just sitting here and not getting used like she needs to be used, and someone should use her. So I'm selling the boat now. I'm only asking $25,000 US or best offer. I'm selling it as is. You can keep it at this dock for only 5,000 baht a month, which is less than $150. And what is that? $5 a day. Or you can sail it away. So you can buy it with some friends, or you could buy it outright. You can have a boat in Thailand, or you can have a boat to sail around, or whatever you want. I mean, it's a great deal.
What I do want to say is that it is really a seaworthy boat. It's a great boat. It's a great sailing boat. It's a great boat to live on. It's fun to take care of, because it's not too complicated.
Yeah.
It's easy. I know there's some guys and girls out there that are sitting on the couch thinking about doing it. It's
Watching
YouTube. It's time to get off the couch. There were a lot of dreams. People have dreams. I had dreams. And in a way, you might even have dreams you don't know you have. If something happens, some opportunity opens up and a door opens up, and you need to walk through it when it's open. Otherwise, the door is going to shut and you're going to go, why didn't I do that? There was nothing stopping me. All I have is a couch and a television and a computer and some clothes and a car, etc. What is that all worth when life is continuing to go by and the time is ticking? It's time to get off the couch, and it's time to do something real and explore the world, because it's pretty amazing. That would be my pitch. Do it.
So stop thinking about it and start doing it.
There you go. All right, cool.
So now that we've gotten to know Kim and Bill, let's take a look at their 1986 Pearson named Doing It.
This is the V-Berth up here. There's a 50-gallon water tank underneath. It's molded in. There's storage in the front at the very tip, and there's lockers on each side. There's extra sails. There's a spinnaker and an extra sail, and some sail covers, shade covers. So there's storage under there. This is the lounge. This is room for someone to sleep. It's long enough. And over here you can lower the table and fit the cushions in and sleep 2 people here. It says it sleeps 7. And you could do that, and it wouldn't be too bad unless you get out of bed. Access to the engine right here, and some storage under those there. The refrigerator compressor is under here. The batteries are in the front here, and there's 2 big storage lockers here. This is also a little bar for your bottle storage. Ta-da! You can put your whiskey in there or your wine. Speakers. These are storage in here. Cute little lampshades. Nav station. This is the beautiful galley. There's a really big fridge in here. There's storage under here for food and dishes. The stove top and the oven, a little storage down here, garbage is under here, motor is under here. So it's easy to access the motor by 3 sides. There's one head, it's a hand pump toilet. There's a little storage here that there's a little bag that fits in there for your laundry, and a big medicine cabinet, a little sink. The shower pulls out like this to take a shower. This is the wet locker that you can store dive tanks and dive gear, life jackets, and valleys. So this is the aft cabin. It's really big. It could sleep 2 people. You could actually probably sleep 3 in there, and a big locker on the side. Welcome to the cockpit. It's very roomy. There's some cushions here for you, and these are the little doors that slide in here. And then just close it up. Put a little lock through it, although in Thailand you never need a lock, at least in this area, so that's locked up for you. Lumar winches, there's 3 of them, 4 of them. A little nav pod. Binnacle, the table comes up, the table needs to be refinished. And there's a huge lazarette right over here. It's very big.
Yeah, it is big.
And it goes all the way back under there too.
Okay.
Solar panels. There's 4 85-watt solar panels, but actually there's 3 because this one got hit by a banca in the Philippines, but still is providing enough energy. You could just have that panel replaced. And the wind vane. There's a wind vane here. Monitor wind vane. Those were the paddles downstairs and the spare anchor. And the Dodger is really nice to have. It can fold down. I put some speakers outside here. The glass here needs to be replaced though. It's in bad shape, but other than that, it's fine. And the Bimini has 2 solar panels up there. There is a Myanmar 3HM35F, 35 horsepower engine. That works great.
What kind of speed can you get on that on the motor?
About 6 knots. So this roller furling head sail, this is the chain lockers in here. There is a CQR anchor there. Some of the sail cover is coming off, but there's no damage to the sail. There's a Spinnaker Pole. I have a asymmetrical spinnaker to go with it. It's really fun to sail and really easy on this boat actually. I don't really use the pole. The mainsail is in pretty good condition. So this is a Dutchman system that winds its way through the sail, so when you take the sail down it just flakes right onto itself. It's a very simple boat. It's nice. All the lines run to aft. It's very easy to single hand. It's a really nice boat. It's easy to handle. I really like it.
All right, Kim, Bill, thank you so much for letting me come aboard and take a look into your private life and your boat and all that. So it's a really great boat. I would, I mean, I paid $24,000 for my '84 CNC when I went sailing, and I would have. This is a much better boat for the same price. So, and it's already here. You don't have to cross an ocean.
That's true.
So, all right, guys, the link will be on down below. It's their Yacht World listing. If you want to buy it, it's a pretty good deal to me. So, thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
This channel is only made possible by our patrons. Thank you so much for your continued support. You can become a patron for as little as $1 per week.